I was having a chat with Hazel actually the other day about common sense and about inherent gifts and how there was a juxtaposition between that and the education system. And I hope you don't mind me telling this story, Hazel. But she was saying, you know, when she was at school, like so many other people, she learned how to memorize things and then pass tests and jump through those hoops. And if we are to nurture entrepreneurship across the board, regardless of privilege, it can't just start at university, because there's an inherent level of privilege and having played a certain game to get to that point. And there's a lot of people on the call who represent incubators and university-focused development organizations. So how do we, one, big conversation over here, probably don't have time for it, rewire the education system so we're not just teaching people to tick boxes, or two, set up some way to try and recognize these traits and strengths and gifts and potential early on, so that we can pour water and miracle grow on these seedlings and help them bloom.
Well, if there is, for instance, what kind of education you can provide to somebody who just arrived in the country and is an immigrant from Syria, and just arrived in to the UK, and is already 18, 19 when he arrives. The only thing he starts is to learn the English. It's a little bit too late to have done this entrepreneurial education. So he has an idea. His idea is to start to explore telemedicine, and his name is Ali Parsa, which is now the biggest telemedicine company in the world. He's based in the UK. He's called Babylon. And if you do not know who Babylon is the company is going to become the Amazon of telemedicine. And Ali Parsa was an immigrant from Syria, somebody who, when he arrived in the country, was basically like another Syrian person. Very few people know that Steve Jobs was in fact Syrian, and his father was Syrian. And so you have somebody who is pure talent, and somebody who is pure talent, pure genius. And so what you do, you recognize it and you support it. But at the same time, there is a possibility of explaining to young people what entrepreneurship is. And first of all, it's a quality of the soul. Some have it, some don't. There are some people who see opportunities where people don't see an opportunity. And what you can teach then young people. And we did a project in Northumberland some years ago with 5 teachers of entrepreneurship. They were maths and science teachers, and they became interested in our model of what we tell entrepreneurs. They had become involved in enterprise facilitation programs in Northumberland. They had seen what the enterprise facilitators were doing with community people, and they said, could what you teach be taught in school? So what we did a program for those school kids. And what we told school kids, we told them that actually it's not about intelligence, entrepreneurship is about character. And it takes 3 different characters, minimum, product, marketing, finance. And these 3 different characters have different DNA. And the DNA of these 3 different characters is not compatible. So the 3 characters always fight. They always see the world differently. And the only way to get 3 characters, product, marketing, finance, to work together is because when they love each other, when they really, truly respect each other, when they say, I don't understand you, but I respect you so much that I will go and I will compromise my ideas because you tell me that the market wants it in a different format, and you tell me that the price should be different. So I will compromise because I respect you so much. So is a story of friendship. And we have taught enterprise to school children what we call this methodology, the Trinity of Management. And the response has been remarkable. We have had school children being first self-assessed whether they like product, marketing, or finance. And once they have self-assessed, then they've been put in the team, in the classroom team, to develop the products, the team to go and sell it, and the team to look after the maths, the accountability, and then with these three teams have worked separately, and then they have been brought back together to write the business plan. So they have together they have created the executive summary. Together they have created the vision for the company, and so we have discovered that entrepreneurship can be taught. But the story, the human story, and then I stopped. The human story was a 17-year-old, a bit of a school dropout, that the parents have really insisted for him to keep going to school. And he was the son of a plumber and in Northumberland. And the family called the teacher of entrepreneurship to say that over dinner, at the dinner table, the father was complaining about his business not doing well. And this 17 rebellious son, who had never, ever, ever even listened to what was being told, what had been said at the dinner table, turned to the father and says, "Of course, Dad, you are not doing well. You are alone in your business." And the father looked at him and said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, you only do the product. Who is doing your marketing? Who's doing your finance?" So I think that there is something that education could do. And there is something that pure recognition of passion and genius should also do, and that we should keep an eye on both. Respect what is called Marta, what's the name of the plant that grow by themselves?
Volunteers.
We should look at the volunteers. In gardening, this word for the volunteer, the one that you have not planted. So we should look for the volunteer and rejoice to have the volunteers, but we should also make sure that we have a very healthy understory, some fantastic big trees, and look after the entrepreneurial ecosystem.